We're live today with KibbiSpillsArt. So she's going to come in and then we're going to talk about some art today. So if you are checking in later, please fast forward just a little bit and then we'll get right because it's going to be awesome. I'm excited. Here we go. We are connecting. Maritza's coming on. Hey!
Hi, Aaron. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm all things considering, I'm good.
That's good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Crazy times. Crazy times.
Totally crazy.
Totally crazy. But crazy is good for art, right?
Crazy is good. Crazy brings me experience and inspiration, so I'm all good.
I love your outfit, by the way. It's like the waves and all that. We kind of got that matching thing going on there.
Yeah, the tie-dye. I'm actually really excited about this one. I just figured out how to not wear a bra.
Okay. That's probably good for this time, like in COVID.
All quarantine. I don't think I've worn one.
Nice, nice. We got Gandhi on here. We got different people. Let's see.
Hi, Gandhi.
We got Maritza. So we want to send this out to a couple people right now since we're just starting. So I'll draw that here for you. It's like the little symbol, like this. You can see that, and then it goes like this, and then there's that. So we just click on that button right under there. So that includes the two of us. And then we send this out to a few of our friends. It's probably going the other direction, somewhat like this. And then we just send this out to a few people right here, maybe 10, 20 people, however many we're okay with. And then we send this out because that lets them know that we're going live and they should come and check this out. So it just goes right out there, and then we just click send separately, and then just put a little comment below that says that you've done that, little thumbs up or something like that. And I'll say, and if anybody wants to donate to keep these going, we just split anything that anyone gives. I'll just say thank you for your support. Thank you with my Venmo. Thank you for, and if anybody checks in later, thank you for your support. Venmo Aaron Jack 1 to just keep these going and supporting the artists that we have on, or that we have on, really, for your support. And then Venmo, this is just keeps these things going and encourages them to do that. So there we go. And pen. And we're sending these out. So anybody who's new, feel free to send this out. Please send this out and give us a little emoji at the bottom that
send it out. Let's
sent it out. Just a little emoji. Little emoji here. That's, send it out. Give us a little thumbs up down below if you've sent this out. Hey, Kate. Hey, Manifest. Manifest your reality.
Ooh, my favorite.
Yeah, Tiffany's on here. Welcome, Tiffany.
Can you show that sign again?
Oh, yeah. Send this out.
So I just pressed that button and I picked 20 of my favorite people that I first saw, and it was so much fun.
Thanks, Kate. Oh, nice.
Hi, Caitlin.
Caitlin. Yay. Thank you, Manifest.
Yay, soulful.
Hello, Tiffany.
What's up,
Thank
Tiffany?
you. Hey, Maddie.
Like Tip Dog.
We're just sending this out so that we get it.
So
Awesome
what we're
crowd.
doing
Just put a little
as a
emoji
team,
down there that you wait, do it. Just say it. Do it.
All right, this is what we're doing as a team because it's not safe out there, so we can be safe together. We can click on that thing and click 20 random people we love to spread the love and be together during times like this, to just mess around with some art.
Share some art. and talk about it. Ask some questions, a little Q&A here. See some art.
I'm an open book.
Right?
Ask anything.
Open book. Just open
Aaron
it.
and I won't speak for Aaron, but...
Thank you, Manifest your reality art. And we have, I just came on and took me a minute to figure out what, oh yeah. So this is the symbol. This is the symbol, and you just pick your top 20 people.
That's my girl.
Right? Yeah, feel free to shout anyone out.
20 fun people. It was so fun picking them. I got good vibes.
Good vibes all around. We're just
Could
going
use
to be
that right
talking about
now.
some art here. So
All right.
pick some friends who would love some checking out art.
Yeah, let's check out some art. Let's
Let's
talk
check
about
out some art. I'm going to try to show some art of yours on here. We'll see if this works. How's that? Let's try
it.
something new.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love new adventures.
Would you like to say anything about your art? All good vibes, exactly, manifest. And any questions, just put them in the comments down there. And keep sending this out to some, more friends. So here we
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Let's see if this works. Let's see. Oh, there I am. I'm like, oh, see, I
It
can
works.
switch it up. That's pretty cool, right?
It looks good that way.
Yeah.
Even though you have a sexy face, it still looks good that way.
It looks good. It looks good. No, I like it because then people can see it and you can talk about it. You can tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Right. Well, I paint my emotions. I truly put my emotions on canvas. And this piece in particular was I couldn't stop thinking about somebody that was in my life that was too toxic for me. I couldn't grieve. I couldn't stop thinking about them. And so I painted this and it felt better. And I grieved and it helped. And that's what I got from it.
Nice. And hey, Vivian, No Signal and Papa, we're just gonna feel free
Tiffany,
to comment any questions down below. I just want to keep curing with words.
my favorite, my friend.
Nice. And then we'll go to this piece. I'm right over your
Ooh.
face.
I don't know if
But
she's here, but my friend Manny inspired me to paint this. And it was actually the feeling of I'm not enough, because I don't know how many years I've lived with that lie in my head. And it was time to say I am enough. And this was the painting that I painted. And the background is me explosively in a bunch of colors, a bunch of beautiful colors. And then the black and white is just me being like, fuck that shit. Like, I am enough because I am enough. So.
Is there something that like brought you to that point where you thought that you weren't enough and then you became, is there something that helped you overcome that? Like, did the piece itself or?
Actually, what inspires my art is my health condition, PTSD. So being a victim of PTSD and severe abuse and brainwashing, I thought I was a piece of crap and I wasn't enough. So yes, I've spent 30 years thinking that way. But through art therapy and my recovery, I can now say I'm fucking enough.
Are you willing to talk about, because you talk a lot in your comments. For anybody who's not following one of us, just go up to the corner there and follow whoever you're not following right now. But you comment a lot
Hi,
under. You comment a lot about how you're like what the colors mean to you. Do you ever talk publicly about like your brainwashing or things like that, or is that something more personal and it's kind of like after?
I'm starting to come out and talk about narcissist abuse, brainwashing, and extreme sexual abuse and exploitation. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to talk about from that as it relates to this? Because, if there's something new that you're excited to talk about in terms of what you want to be talking about, I'm happy to hold that for you and to be sharing this live with the audience. You don't have to. I'm just opening it up.
Just to take the opportunity, I guess, for those that don't know, I do paint my emotions, experiences, relationships, hardships, you name it. Art heals me. Each piece has a story, and I almost vlog my life now that I'm on YouTube through healing through art and other programs of recovery. But that's just a little bit about me and my artistry and what inspired it.
Yeah. And why here are you going like it's kind of feels like a spiral. Is it a spiral? It is a spiral going down, right?
It is because it's not
Mm.
easy. It's
Mm.
not. It was not easy coming out and saying I'm fucking enough. It was like cutting emotional, spiritual, physical, mental, all ties from the source that told me that I thought I loved. It wasn't just separating myself from the lie, it was separating myself from the toxic relationship. And that shit was hard for me. And so it didn't happen overnight. And so it was like I was trudging. So it was like a circle.
Ah, interesting. Shall we move on? Let's get through this and then we can keep going and
Hi,
what's
Nat.
around.
Biz
Nice.
Lab. Biz Lab. Ooh. I have something interesting about this piece.
Yeah.
My math is like math art, so I'll sit there and I'll measure out like, I don't know, an inch and a half, and I usually eyeball it because otherwise perfectionism doesn't work for me. But with this piece, I was actually very precise. So I'm proud of that. But this piece in particular is called Unanswered Questions, and I just got really fed up with my health condition, PTSD, and not having all the answers to all the questions I had. And so I painted it out, and I learned that I may or may not ever know the answers, but it's not up to me.
To know the so how does that relate to like so not knowing the answers and then these dots and lines, these circles, like what sort of answers do you get? Because this is a very multi-layered piece here. So
It's actually only 4 layers, I think, when most of mine have more.
okay.
But so the background is purple because purple is my color for mystery, and these unanswered questions are a freaking mystery. And then I put gold because I did surrender to the fact that I may or may not know these things that I want to know. So gold is my color for triumph, and white for hope. And I just went from the center out because I wanted more hope. I had minimal to none, which is in the center, and going out. And then actually the primary or the first layer is the black spirals, and that's the darkness of the feeling, the
Mm.
the anger, the you know.
Yeah, it's interesting kind of like I feel like kind of an analytical approach to picking apart like the meanings you have in life and how you like find these different aspects in like a singular moment. I don't know if you kind of feel that way, but that's what I get. That's what I'm getting. So,
Yeah. Like what do you mean in a singular
oh,
moment?
it just feels like here's the feeling that you're feeling at the moment. Like here's this thing that you're feeling, and then here are like the different layers to that singular moment.
Yeah.
And analytically kind of taking it apart in terms of like color, shape, form, like what do these different aspects mean to you?
Right.
Um,
Is that a question?
I don't know. It was just an observation. It was just an observation that I'm happy for, just to share. I was like, as we're kind of exploring your art together, I'm like, oh, like that's an interesting thing that I get to
Yeah.
notice. And um,
Yeah. Well, what
so,
I have to say to that is
yeah,
I really take a disgusting feeling and I purge it on a canvas, and I think it's magic, but it comes out beautiful to me, which is all that matters. If it's beautiful to me, it's beautiful. Um, and it helps me heal me. It just, and I feel the feeling. I think that's why I heal, is because when I'm on that canvas, putting these designs and colors and articulating through art, I'm having my feelings because that's the easiest way for me to do so.
interesting. So it's like that healing process for you to go through that. Do you advocate that for others like that process, or is it for you like this is your process and you're putting that out there?
Art heals me, and I show people how. If I were to advocate, I would say expression and exposure, because it's not just the art for me; it's also exposing it, getting on other platforms, trying to build my following, doing things like this. It's all healing to me. And honestly, I don't want to be a painter. That's my inner child's thing. I want to be like a comedian or a rapper, but, and that's why I say expression. Like, whatever talent, and I believe everybody's talented. Why would our creator create somebody who's not beautiful and talented, right? So I just advocate for expression and exposure, and expression in particular, because for me, I was told don't talk, don't feel, don't trust as a child. And so this is my antidote, and that's why it helps me.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let's go on to the next one here, because we have a couple that you gave me. So let's see whatever you'd like to say. Yeah, feel free.
What's up? This is my friend Sam.
Oh, sweet.
He died when I was very young. There's about 5 paintings of him. It was a very traumatic event. I love him dearly. I am grieving. I will forever love him. And this is just one piece, and it's called Where is Sam? And he's a needle in the haystack. I can't find him right now. It's a long story, irrelevant. But this is just me expressing where's my friend who's no longer with me.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful. We're just going to go through here because we've got a lot to go through. We've got, what's going on here?
So about 6 months ago, I was desiring a guy who was in a relationship, and I could not stop. I was like, why am I desiring someone who's in a relationship? Wouldn't it be normal to just stop desiring him? So I painted it out, and I felt better, and I don't desire him today.
So what's going on in this painting? Like, what were those parts for you?
Beauty. I wanted it so bad. So I don't remember. This is like 6 months old. I'm sure I put the synopsis on my Instagram. Check it out, please. But I
go
remember
comment.
That green. The green is me. I represent green, and that was me saying. I do remember the lesson that I learned from this is that I can't control my desires. Whether it be I want this man or I have this sick sexual desire. You know, like I can't control this, but I can control my actions. And also desires usually pass for me. So that's what I learned from this painting. And so many colors, because I remember putting all those colors because I love colors, and that's so desirable to me. I just want to like grab it.
Grabbing all the colors and throwing them on a canvas, right?
Yeah.
And then there's some order. There's a lot of order to this one. Like, it's very mandala-like. What kind of is behind that, do you find? Your mandala representation? Like
90 to 100%, whether it's noticed or not, is symmetrical work and mandala work or geometric. And that is simply because it makes me feel safe, because I'm a PTSD survivor.
That's an interesting thing. Did you find that out yourself, or did you like read about that and try it, or how did you kind of know about that?
When I started doing art, my therapist pointed it out to me, and I was a little stubborn and in denial, and I was like, what are you talking about? And just these past couple months, I'm like really starting to realize I use symmetry to feel safe. Absolutely. And that's what works for me.
No, that's beautiful. That's a very interesting thing, because it has that like protective layer, like the layering and the inner circles and the external circles, and finding and letting go. Let's see what else do you have here. So what's going on here?
Well, with my health condition, PTSD, I was pretty regretful about my life because, excuse me, it caused 25 years of self-destruction behavior. Bullshit. I was upset, right? So I was regretting it, and that regret was getting in the way of my happiness. And so I wanted no regrets. I wanted to like not wish to shut a door in the past. I wanted to like use it for me. And so this piece is titled No Regrets. And thankfully I did it recently. I did it when I had become happy enough, if that makes sense. Like I had recovered enough, and through this painting I was able to state, and I can still say that, like, if it wasn't for what I went through, I wouldn't have the life that I have today. And I freaking love the life that I have today. So I truly, like, I don't regret that self-destructive behavior. Yes, it's really sad, but it happened for a reason, because I was one really smart, badass child who turned to these things. And so this was me forgiving myself for that and having no regrets.
That's beautiful. So it kind of like manifested that more, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing with my art. I explained that in my YouTube tutorials that I just started, is that my relationship with the canvas is, and I joke and make this kind of sexual, is that I'm very dominant and my canvas is very submissive. And what I ask for is what I get. It might not happen like that, but it happens. And it's a relationship that really works for us.
Well, it's interesting, like the relationship between you and your canvas as like a significant relationship, and like going through these different relationships with these different meanings, right?
Right. Right.
And that's kind of, do you ever come back to canvases, or is it kind of like you go through it and then you're kind of like you're on to the next one, or like you delve deeper into like the meaning you had in one canvas and do like part 2, part 3, or how do you find about that?
Both. Like my buddy Sam is on like 5 paintings right now. I think the quarantine issue is on number 2 and I'm starting number 3. And other issues or other things that I paint through like this only takes 1 painting. Do I reflect? Not often enough, but when I do, it's euphorically rewarding, and I receive a lot of gratitude because I can see my growth.
That's so beautiful. So you mentioned the quarantine. So do you want to talk a little bit about how the quarantine has affected you? And maybe we can take a moment and maybe go through some of your studio for a second, and we'll come back to some of your work here.
Sure.
If you have any quarantine pieces, something new that people might not have seen before.
Yeah, I do have a quarantine piece. Actually, when quarantine first started, I was struggling. Human interaction is very important for me. Love and connection is a huge part of my happiness, my inspiration, my being, who I am. It's what I want. And this is my first, studio space. First of all, I live in a studio.
It's the way to do it.
My studio space is half of a studio. I have a work in progress going on. All those paintings.
Oh yeah,
right
show us
there.
the work in progress. I love work in progress. Like
this one
I
is
especially after I see some finished pieces, I love seeing some work in progress. Like what's going on? What's going through your head right now?
all right.
We have a lot of hearts going on right now. I love it.
I started this one when people were rioting. It's called Safety.
Nice. What does safety mean to you? Because that's I think an interesting thing. Like personally, not like, you know, going out there, but like what does it mean to you? Can I talk about that?
Safety means to me loved and protected. Now, it doesn't need to come from a freaking guy, which is what I want. I can receive it from my higher power as well, so safety to me is feeling loved and protected, and that's what it means to me, to answer your question.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, let's see more that you're working through.
There's canvas tape on it, so you can't really see it.
No, that's beautiful. I love seeing the process. Like what's the process behind it?
That one's discernment. I freaking love discernment. And for those of you who don't know, I've actually never looked it up, but I believe the definition is along the lines of having the ability to judge well based on your own belief system. Kind of choosing greater choice. I love it. I used to not have it, and I think that's why I love it so much, so I'm painting it. And the layer, I'll just tell you the layer I'm doing right now is I put purple for mystery, red because true discernment has power, green because that's a color that represents me and I want more, and white for love and light and hope, because I hope to have more and understand it better. And then I'm stacking a bunch of paintings I'm getting ready to sell in August. And that's how I make it work in a studio. Rough
Where are
times.
you getting ready to sell them? Where do you put them in this quarantine?
I don't know yet.
That's fair. That's fair. It's going to happen. All right. I like that. I like the faith. Keep the faith.
Yeah, have to.
Right? Yeah, show us some more. Show us what else is going on in the studio. I love like seeing some close-ups too.
This one actually sums up what I do in general. And this piece is particularly called pain. This is what pain looks like to me. I paint my emotions. This emotion is pain, and I freaking hate pain, but red for the power of it, black for the darkness of it. There's brown because it makes me feel like poop. And then there's white for love, light, and hope. And then this drippiness is just the way my soul feels when I'm in pain. It's like being scratched. And so I turned my pain into beauty by putting it on this canvas. And then here's my most recent. It's happy, because I feel happy. I genuinely feel truly happy for the first time in my life. And so I was able to put it on canvas, and it looks like this.
It's interesting. Happiness in the quarantine. I've been finding a lot of that as well.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I think there's something about that. Right?
Well,
there's
to get
something...
back to the quarantine question you asked, I don't know how much time you have, but
I'm not sure either.
Struggled in the beginning of quarantine. I was like a nut job, compulsively choosing behaviors, unhealthy behaviors with people. I wasn't doing well. And about midway through, I realized painfully that as long as I prioritize my time, I can keep my happiness and sanity. And unfortunately, I wanted my number one priority to be art. And that's not the case for me. My number one priority is keeping my mental and spiritual health in check. And my number two priority is still not art. It's human interaction. How do I do that? So I'm getting creative, even if it has to be digital. I'm practicing safe guidelines, and I'm getting my human interaction. And then thirdly is the art. And I feel best in quarantine with those, my priorities prioritized like that. So that's what's helping me.
I think that human interaction thing is so important. That's why I'm actually really enjoying, like, all of a sudden now I'm doing this. Because we've been following each other for a while now, and through my last series of just like photo poems, and then and now just like following you over some time, and not you know, it's like shifting over months is like what we're each working on, and it's interesting, I think, to watch artists like change and grow. And now I'm all of a sudden doing these IG lives, and that for me is helping me keep have a lot more social interaction and having a lot of positive social interaction where we're like, let's talk about this art. Like, we're not like, go, you know, it's like, let's talk about something that matters, or talk about this or that, and just like have a conversation and include other people in it.
It's uplifting. It's uplifting and it's inspiring.
Exactly. And so having you like talk about what uplifts and inspires you, and having everybody else, having all the, like, everybody in the comments just talk, you know, share their uplifting comments about it. That keeps me uplifted in this time. So thank you, all of you, through my IG lives.
Everyone, drop some love. We could use it. It's quarantine. Let's spread it. Leave a comment, even if it's just a heart. Let's spread some love. Because I love. Okay, I got another piece.
Show us another piece. Yeah, do it. Show us another piece.
All right, this one is just personally one of my favorites because it's my higher power. And I was inspired by a group of friends who I'm really close with, and there's a lot going on here. All I will say is, otherwise it will take an hour. I use the eyeball for authenticity because for me and my PTSD, I needed truth. My higher power guided me to my truth through my art. All my flashbacks came up through my art. And then I put black and white because it's not always easy to find my higher power and to believe. And then underneath is yellow, white, and gold for choice and triumph of having this relationship with my higher power. So this is personally one of my favorite pieces.
Could you take us a little bit closer into that piece though? Like maybe just put some,
Yeah.
like push it towards the camera a bit. Like give us some close-ups of like little aspects that you enjoy. Because this one has a lot of details in it. And come closer, closer. Really close. Yeah, way close. Yeah, there we go. Let's see some different parts. What are parts? Because you have like, and slowly. Yeah, slow and steady. Let's see some different parts and tell us a little bit about some of these parts. So the eye in the center, and then it looks like kind of stops like these like one-way things going on around the outside of that. What's going on there?
Just to add some beauty. I'll say my higher power makes me feel safe, and having everything symmetrical and exactly what you're seeing right now makes me feel safe. The entire piece is once again symmetrical. My higher power protects me. For example, if I get rejected, I don't look at it as rejection. 95% of the time, I am so imperfect, but I look at it as higher power's protection. So I'm expressing that here. I believe that I'm protected by my higher power. Let's see. The black and white is a representation of it's not easy to have a relationship with my higher power, and also that there's a choice for the dark side, for choosing dark as well. Because for me, my higher power is light. Others may have a darker one.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, then feel free to comment and let us know. Do you want to show us some other stuff that you're working on now in COVID? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I give you any other pieces? Ooh,
Whatever you like. Oh yeah, you gave me a couple other pieces. I can bring those up here. Yeah, I'll bring some of those up. I like seeing the shadows on the wall, the shadows of the paintings. That's really cool. Right?
Oh, I got one.
Okay, all right. I'll bring this up in a little bit.
I got two more for you.
The Caesar.
What do you have for me?
Oh, yeah, we got a bunch. We got a bunch here. I'm gonna bring this up here. Let's see. So we looked at this one. We have this one here. Why don't you tell me about this?
Yeah, that's anger or rage. My lesson through that was that I always have a part. Usually it's unrealistic expectations. That's what I learned from that painting, and that's my rage. That's my rage. That's what it looks like on canvas. Anger, resentment, what have you.
That's interesting, like the subtleties of anger and resentment, and how you feel about that. Are there any aspects to it that you felt like very compelled by? Because you have like very specific symbols within here, it seems.
I mean, that middle piece is kind of like my heart just on fire. My soul's on fire because I'm so freaking resentful at some asshole. And then I use orange because of the fire feeling, and then black because it's a very dark feeling for me to be resentful at someone. It doesn't feel good. And then I use white for hope, and that's it. And then also, you can't see, but in the picture that I did expose on Instagram, I was drinking a glass of wine and flipping the bird, which helped me express my anger. And truly, this piece really did help me understand that my resentments are my problem. So,
They're your problem, not mine.
yes.
But interesting to me.
Yes. I'm curious, does anyone agree?
Yeah, show us some questions down there. Vivian gives us some fire down there. Art Hand said, love that photo. Soulful Expression gives us some wine. We have some new people. We have a cadet that just joined us.
What's up, cadet? Welcome to the party.
Right?
Art party.
Art party.
No,
While we're at it,
I have another
free
piece
to
for you, Aaron. Oh, yeah.
send this out to some people, to your top 20 people on there. Just click that button, send it out.
I did it earlier. It was so fun. I just picked 20 fun people, and it was fun.
It's fun. Send this out. Let people know. We've got another, I think, 20 minutes left. So let's go through a couple more.
All right. I have one for you, only because you brought up manifestation. This one, and I did a tutorial on this one. If anyone's interested, it's on my YouTube channel, link in my Instagram bio. But this is my vision board.
Very cool.
During the tutorial, I was manifesting and expressing the things that I want in my life. And this is what a vision board looks like on canvas to me. I used green because that's the color that represents me. And then I used a whole bunch of red and different shades of red because red represents power to me. And I'm trying to gain power over my reality. And then white for love and light and hope, of course. And then orange on the outside for receiving, because it's actually hard for me to receive. So I asked for help and guidance in receiving it. And these things aren't happening overnight, but they're happening. And I painted it like 2 months ago.
Vivian asked, why does the green represent you? Specifically here, I guess.
My color in all my paintings, when I express myself, I use green. I, as a child, grew up in a family of 5, but kind of 6, because we were close with someone from the extended family, and I gave everybody a different color from the primary and secondary, and I'm green, based off their personality, and I still do that to this day. Like, Aaron, if I knew you for 2 months, I'd be able to give you a color, you know? So my personality represents green to me.
So now do you have different shades of green or things like that you might?
I don't go that far, but sometimes I do add, I'll do green and then I'll add a little bit of white and then more white and more white. And that's just me adding more hope to whatever I'm talking about.
Interesting.
So.
Let's see what else. You gave me a bunch here, so let's see here. We looked at this. Now we've got this one here.
That one was inspired by another Instagram friend. Thank you, Instagram, for all your inspirations and friendships. I freaking love you. Okay. This is called Blind Devotion, and to me, this was just me expressing my devotion from my past to someone who I want to say loved, but thought I loved. That's what it looked like on canvas to me, kind of devoting my heart and soul to someone that's not for me, that doesn't unconditionally love me back. This is my best friend's favorite painting, and this to me is Rebirth, and I painted this about 8 months ago when I was getting to a point in my spiritual recovery where I could say that, look, I'm a PTSD survivor. My life in the past is now history, and my life today is whatever the heck I want to make of it. I get to write my own story now, and this painting helped me get there.
I love the bubbles that you have in there, it looks like.
It's just like every color, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh,
I like this one. There's something interesting to it. Have you ever tried like doing this with like sand or something like that or different media?
a different medium?
Yeah, like I was thinking like it might be really nice like to try like sand, like you know, like the sand mandala things.
No.
And then just, yeah, it might be cool. I don't know. To just try it and just
Huh.
see like what it would be to just like if you make it out. Cuz I don't know, sand has this thing like to like sweep it away or let some like aspect of it go. If there's like I don't know, I mean personally I just like to do like different rituals with some of my stuff where I'll like take things and then I'll like give it meaning and then cast it off into the ocean or let it go off a bridge. Like Eve Klein did this whole thing with gold, where like people would buy gold flakes, and then he would keep some of them, and the other part he would give to the people who bought it, and then they'd cast the gold flakes off into the river. Um, and so just like the letting go of some aspects, or like I have some friends that work with aspects where they'll write like a whole lot and then they'll just like set it on fire or something like that. I don't know, just like another aspect that could be like what we keep, what we bring more of, and what we like completely just let go. I don't know, like what do we want more of, what's kind of like passing. And I find, I don't know, for me I find that like a difficult idea in my art is like what do I keep, what do I let go, what do I burn, what do I
You mean
um
in regards to your pieces of art or in regards to what's going on in your life?
both. Both. I don't know, that's why I was just wondering like if that might be like a thing. um cool, let's go on the next piece.
My uh, lifelong best friend passed away in February, and I couldn't start grieving because I couldn't get past being shocked. I was like expecting him to walk through my door, and I couldn't not stop. And so I painted this in order to accept that he was gone, and I continue to grieve. I mean, I understand that probably won't stop, but yeah.
Yeah, so this is like the beginning of the grieving process.
Yeah, that was to get me out of shock and denial. I was in denial about it.
Would you like to talk about anything about that friend here with anybody, or that person, the person? You don't have to. I'm just,
No,
you can
I mean,
pass.
he's a beautiful soul. He's a beautiful soul. I don't want to say anything else right now.
That's cool. Let's see what else we've got.
Hmm. It's so funny how I just like randomly send you picture paintings and then I get surprised when they come on screen.
You just never know, do you?
I love it. This is funny because this is not symmetrical. This was my last piece, my last tutorial. I'm in a lot of fear right now in life. I have a lot of changes going on, and they're very scary. And some of them are at like an 8 or 9 level. And so I titled the piece "Courage." I'm changing my fear into courage. I did a tutorial about it. What I learned through it is that I can be my own cheerleader, my own loving parent. I can ask for help. I can do it with people, and I can practice. And that's what I did in this painting by not making it symmetrical. You can see that it's just not symmetrical. Close, but it's not quite. And so me doing that was actually walking through some fear. So I learned a lot about how to turn my fear into courage through this painting.
So what did you learn from that? Like, what are there any lessons that you're going to use moving forward from there?
Trudgefully, I'm not too happy about it because I still think that the process is very hard. But my lessons is, yeah, I'm setting up goals to get shit done. I'm showing up. I'm putting in the footwork. I am doing it. I'm doing it. Try, do, or do not, right? So I just, yeah, I have hope. And honestly, like I said, exposing my art really helps me. Exposing it and getting validated for it helps inspire and empower me to walk through my fear. Just people listening to my YouTube tutorial on it helps me because I don't feel alone. Unity is a huge thing to me, but now I feel like we're on mental health, so let's get back to art.
People love all of the above, you know.
Right.
People are into mental health and art, I think. So
Yeah.
whatever inspires you, I think that's the important thing. So what's going on here?
All right. What's going on here? This is called the potion. I can't believe I gave you this. I'm just gonna be honest about it. I believe I was drugged as a baby with psychedelics, and that's why all of my art is psychedelic, because the imagery, the shapes were images that I saw as a child, and this in particular was a flashback of one of those incidences where I got drugged, and that's what I saw. It's called the potion, part 2.
Interesting.
There's another one with an image I saw as well.
Interesting. So, Chan, I'm just gonna call you the Art Hermitage because I don't know how to. I'm not the best at saying names live on Instagram TV.
Kibby.
Okay, yeah. So, I was thinking of the symmetry in your pieces. You have different forms of X or plus in the middle of a few of your paintings. I am curious, does this mean something to you?
It's going back to the safety thing. Finding that focal centerpiece is like, I feel good. And I go from there.
Manifest Your Reality Art says mental health and art go hand in hand. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. Expression saved my life. Absolutely. I feel 100%. I mean, I have other means of recovery, but I honestly don't think that I could be recovering as much as I am or as happy as I am without my art. So I absolutely, and it's like I said earlier, it's expression. It's an antidote to what a lot of us were taught as children.
How so?
I think a lot of people, I don't know how many people come from dysfunctional homes, but I do, so I'll speak for myself. Just being told, and my training, my human training was don't talk, don't feel, don't trust. So I couldn't express myself at home. In fact, when I was about 9, I came home with a beautiful firework painting, and I did it at school. I wasn't allowed to express myself at home, and I showed everybody, and nobody was excited about my painting. So today, as an adult, I get the opportunity to use expression, which is an antidote, as I just explained, to help heal me, because it's going against what I was trained that happened to not work out for me, you know?
Do you, so art hands says art breaks conditioning. How do you feel about like the conditioning versus your art breaking that momentum or breaking that what you're trying to get through?
Art breaking the conditioning.
Art breaking your conditioning. Do you feel like art helps you break the conditioning? And do you feel like how do you feel like it could help other people break their conditioning?
Art helps me break such conditioning because it helps me find my true self. Absolutely. It's such a magical and magnificent process to me. What was the question about breaking?
Oh, just about art breaking conditioning. Like how is it?
Because it's for me, it's so meditative. I'm sitting there This is my good vibes piece. Right here, just that back layer. Do you see those spirals? 1, 2, probably 40 spirals on that thing. Probably took me 2 hours to just sit there and think about what I'm painting. And doing so is connecting me to a realm of creativity and aligning me with my higher power and my true self in order to find the clarity to break the conditioning, you know?
Do you ever find any artwork you look at helps you also break the break conditioning as well? Like, have you ever found looking at other people's art help you overcome certain conditioning or certain aspects, or helping you get over certain aspects in your life? Or is it
Yeah.
mostly the process? Like, have you found it in both or just one aspect?
For me personally, I think I've only found it in my artwork, but I am strongly inspired by other people's artwork in a sense that if I see what works for them, I'm inspired to have it hopefully work for me. And that goes along with a great amount of appreciation for others' art as well. So.
That's beautiful. So let's see what else. Art and said, wait, we have a couple questions here. The request you ever got? Okay, I don't understand that. Have you ever tried to recreate?
Ooh, we have a good one from X-Rated.
Yes, please read anything that you like here.
X-Rated inspired me. All right, I'm gonna go to X-Rated first. My friend. Was my request the hardest you ever got? X-Rated inspired me to paint my inner child. I'm gonna grab it for you real quick. I think we have like 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
X-Rated, I have some bad news. I might start over. This has been he inspired me about 3 months ago. But so far, this is my inner child. It is really hard for me to paint because I'm still in the process of learning who I truly am as well as my inner child. But this is what I know so far, is that I'm green. I love authenticity. I love truth. And so I put the eyeball because that's what represents authenticity and truth for me. And then I put the yellow right here for choice and white for love and light. And then I put an upside down cross that you can't tell is upside down because that's me expressing that no matter how dark the situation is, I can find beauty in it if I choose to. That's my inner child. Not so much me, that's my inner child. But yeah, so it's a work in progress. I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. But yeah, his question was absolutely not the hardest request. Yes, the hardest request I've ever gotten because I'm not to the point where I truly know enough about my inner child yet. Do you see anything? Do you see anything?
Yeah, feel free to read, feel free to look through. And if anybody has any more questions, like now is a good time to ask some questions and just put some questions out there. Art Hand said, you'll know when it comes out. X-Rated says, you are amazing.
You are amazing, X-Rated. The firework one I meant. I think Art Hands and Hippie Hearts, who's my good friend. The firework one I think is I Am Enough. Have I ever tried to recreate Am I Enough? Or I Am Enough? No. But I don't know if that's what you really meant.
There's a lot of hearts on here. I love it. There's so many hearts.
Yay! Let's drop a heart because I love. I love
Put some hearts down there.
Hippie Arts, but I don't.
no one ever tried to recreate the fireworks one. No, oh no, have you ever tried to create the fireworks one? Oh.
The I am enough one? Yeah. Wait. My girl, Arts Hands and Hippie Arts, inspired me to paint I Am Enough, and I painted it and put it in the closet because I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't strong enough to say it, and then I actually painted it like 2 months later. And have I tried to create it since? No, but it would probably be bomb because I'd be stronger, right? So I'd be more enough. Thanks for the inspiration. I freaking love you. All right.
That's so much. I understand that so much. Like sometimes I'm just not ready to finish the piece of art, and I'll like come back like years later because I'm just like not
like,
feeling.
I can't say I'm enough because I still don't feel like I'm enough. I still kind of feel kind of crappy. But then time passed, and it would be really cool to paint again. Yeah. So I'm glad you relate. Thanks for that. What does the manipulation of the colors mean to you? I don't know what you mean by manipulation, but I express my emotions through colors. I speak through colors because when I was a child, that's what I had. I didn't have another way to express my emotions. So I would literally be like, purple is mystery. And then I would go around to my little friends and I'd be like, I would talk with colors and just be like, here's a dandelion because I want you to be happy, or like, this is mysterious and it's purple, and I don't know. I was a colorful child.
Hey John, we got a couple more. So we're just finishing up this taking any questions about your work, and if you have any more pieces that you'd like to show in the last few minutes, because we have some new people on here.
Sure, I'll show one more piece. Anyone, if you have a question, please ask. I'm an open book. I don't care what you think.
How you doing, John? We'll talk later, John. Got some catching up to do. Not on here, but this is great. Whoever's not following either one of us, go follow us up here in this moment of break, right, John?
So much art on my bed. Okay, anything?
No. Show us this piece. All
right. I recently decided, not recently, about 4 months ago, that this painting thing is my inner child's thing. My adult self wants comedy, so I wanted more laughter in my life, and so I painted laughter. And this is what laughter looks like to me.
Excellent. And
then
you want?
I'll just say, I don't remember. Sip Mouth on my Instagram. It's all on Instagram. And then this one is inner strength, and this is just me being dominant again with my canvas and saying, I'd like some more inner strength, please. And
I like it. We got 2 minutes left, so now's the time for shout outs. I've got some shout outs. You probably have some shout outs. Would you like to say anything right now? Like what people should check out? Check out your YouTube. Check out what else should people check out?
Yes, please, my loves, check out my YouTube. My channel is KibbiSpillsArt. It's a fun time. I really put a lot of work into making this fun and getting better at it. And I'm on Twitter at KibbiSpillsTruth or TikTok now. That's so
excellent.
Fun. And then shout outs, yeah, thanks everyone who came, like Manifest Your Reality, Arts Hands and Hippie Arts, Caitlin J, my freaking love, like all these people I love, X-Rated, Manifest Your Reality, I love you.
Vivian, Tiffany, John, we have so many awesome people and tons of, I have to name a few things. Wednesday, I'm on here again with the chef, Rasul, so that's tomorrow, and then Cornflower in the evening. You'll check that in my stories, and for like times, and we have 30 more seconds. So then then on Thursday, I have more lives going on. I have another live going on, I think. So just check out my stories. Thank you. Thank you, Kibby.
Thanks,
Spills
Aaron.
Art. I appreciate you coming on. And
Thanks for having me. Thanks everyone for coming. I freaking love you all. Okay, spreading love.